Welcome back to the most definitely music show. Okay, now, welcome, welcome to the show. Hey, it's time for another great episode of the most definitely music show. Yeah, it's your boy KG coming back, coming to give you some great sounds. Yeah. Coming to talk to you about this wonderful thing that we call music. Yay! Arr. uh, um, I'm wildin'. It's funny because I was actually watching the press conference from WWE Fastlane. If anybody does not know out there that I am a big wrestling fan, and I got to give a shout out to Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes because their entire part of the press conference was so funny because they literally were like gone. Like they were drunk. It showed definitely. Just doing the whole yeet and just Jay's energy and Cody trying to hold it together. Look, I'll tell you right now, it's funny. If you want to laugh, their whole 16-minute clip, like you can find it on YouTube. Go find it on YouTube, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. But that was just funny. But I know that's not part of the music game, but I just had to, bring it up because it was so funny. But to shift back into this thing that we love called music, it's been a really, really great summer for me. Concert season was, as I like to call it, the summer is usually concert season for me, and a lot of people may or may not know this. Usually, the summer is usually like the big time when a lot of artists are going back on the road, especially like for amphitheaters or even period. So just in arena stadiums, and I'm telling you, I had a amazing time going to a plethora of concerts this summer, and it was just so amazing just to be able to see where everything started from where we were in 2020, nobody on the road, artists doing shows at home, the whole pay for it over the computer. Like you just see the live stream, paying for the live streams, and now being back actually in front of people. And this has probably been, last year was when everybody started going back on the road, but just to be another year removed from anything COVID related has been just impressive to see. The amount of people who have been coming back out to come to shows, the artists who have put out tours this entire year has been it's been extravagant and it's been extraordinary. And for me as a music fan and as a concert goer, it was just a real great opportunity to just feel that energy live, and to all the places that I got a chance to go check out, like nothing compares to that energy. So I wanted to make this episode about my experience of going to the concerts I went to go see this summer, and just talk about how amazing it was, how great it was to just see everybody all in one place, whether it was an arena, a stadium, a concert hall, wherever it was, and just being able to enjoy that time with people who love that music, whether it's that artist or even the genre, and just being able to, again, at one point we didn't even know if we were going to be able to be back around everybody that soon, just from a people standpoint. And now here we are back at 17,000, 60,000, 80,000, wherever it is, and all packed into stadiums and venues and everything, and enjoying the entertainment. So just to say, it was a really great time for me. To start it off, man, I gotta say, I probably started my summer music wise when I got a chance to go see Paramore. Well, I wouldn't say summer, but it's the spring going into the summer. Well, actually, yeah, summer, because Paramore came here in well, they came to Orlando in June of this year, and it was an amazing time. This was Paramore's first time being back on the road since they had their last album, which was After Laughter, and this was for their new album, This Is Why. And it's been years since they had been on the road together, especially because of COVID and everything. But it was great to see Zach and Taylor and the great Haley Williams back on the road and live in person. And they gave such a great performance. Haley just knows how to command the stage and knows how to be able to just meet the audience where they are, but raise them to a 10. And I'm a big Paramore fan, just to let you know, starting all the way from their Emergency days and, of course, their big album Ride, and just still been following them. And it was actually amazing to see how many people still care about Paramore in this day and age. This band has been around for close to 17 years, like, well, really, at this point now, about 20 years. And for, coming through the emo phase or the emos, I would say the emo phase, but the era of emo during the 2000s, and just being able to see how they've grown their music as well, from pop and even into still being alternative, meant a lot, and it was great to see them live. So really big ups for the rock community showing up and still enjoying people like Paramore. I also got a chance to see, speaking of another rock band, they're a little more senior, but I got a chance to go see Blink-182 when they came to Tampa this year. And for a lot of people, Blink-182 is like one of the quintessential punk rock bands, especially of the 90s and the early 2000s. And this was the first time in a long time that they had all three guys, the original guys, and with Mark Hoppus coming back to join the crew, and it was just an amazing opportunity to see all three of them back together. And I'm talking about seeing. I'm sorry, I screwed up. Sorry, I said Mark. Tom came back, so you had Mark, Tom, and Travis all together. Tom had left the band for a good while. And a lot of people love to bring up his whole thing of the UFOs. Him being a big UFO guy, and just some other things that happened with him in the band internally. But he came back. They recorded a new song last year called Edging. And then most recently, they went on and announced that they're going to be releasing a new album together. So it was great. But just an amazing opportunity to see the original band get back together and cut all the hits that they made. I'm talking, all the small things, the rock show, things from their Damn It album, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, just all sorts of, just all the great hits. And hearing Tom actually bring his voice, which you heard on many of those different hits as well from Blink-182. Be Together, big production, and it was a sold out show. And that was amazing. It was just amazing to see these older acts, or just, again, whether they were from the 2000s, the 90s, whomever. It's just amazing to see how a lot of these acts are still drawing sold out crowds, like arenas, amphitheaters. Like these amphitheaters and arenas, they hold between like 9,000 to 17,000, like arena size. And of course, for the arenas, they're about the same. They're basically around the 15,000 of the even 19, depending on your stage setup. But it was amazing just to see how many of these veteran acts are now going out here and they're still drawing. It's beautiful to see. It also speaks a little bit more to how great the music ages and how these artists really create that connection with the crowd, their audience, for enough for them to be able to go out on the road and still be able to tour and pack these places. That's not an easy thing to do, and especially in an era where relevancy is so hard to keep up because of social media. And it said a lot about them. So big ups to Blink 182 and seeing them. I also got a chance to go see another great veteran band. Got a chance to go see the boys, Fall Out Boy in particular. And it was great to see them. This is their first time being back on tour as well in many years for their new album, So Much for Stardust. Their first album, I would say, since the Mania album. So it's been about a good 5, almost 6 years since they had released new material. And so it was really great to see them back, with Patrick, Pete, and all the guys. And I got to enjoy this with some friends of mine, and my boy Gabe and Sean and Tom, and see the band like in the pit and very close up. So amazing to see that. And that I never thought I'd be able to see some of these acts that close up, and it was amazing just to see them, just almost being able to touch them. And I loved it. Loved every bit of it. They sang all the hits, even the new songs, which were really good. But they sang all the Sugar We're Going Downs, the Thanks for the Memories, just all the things that made you love Fall Out Boy. It was there, all of it. Even the old school stuff, Grand Theft Auto, just all sorts of different material. And so if you were a fan from the beginning, or if you were a new fan with So Much for Stardust, hey, big hats off to you, because you would have, if you had came to the show, you would have loved it. So big ups to Fall Out Boy for being able to provide more great memories for someone who had been listening to them since my high school days. It tells you my age, how old I am. Also got a chance to go see some more acts this year. Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa came in town as well, so I got a chance to see them. Loved being able to see them. And Snoop knows how to put on a great performance. Wiz Khalifa, Too Short, and Warren G. They drew a packed crowd at the amphitheater, and Snoop brought the hits. So did, I have to admit, so did Wiz. Wiz had a really good following. He had a really good set, but man, Snoop brought out the hits. He was amazing, and especially someone at his age still being able to produce what he's been able to produce. Man, I gotta give it to you. Snoop, you are still the man. You are still an amazing artist. You're still great live, and he does it the right way. I'm just to let you know, I'm not one of those I'm not a fan of the whole, when you do a hip hop show, you have all like 50 fucking people on the stage with you. No. You do it the right way, where it's you, the set, like the graphics, and maybe a little pyro or something like that, but a presentation, and you coming out and doing an actual real set, talk, and maybe a little interludes in between, talking to the crowd, but really being able to hit that next set and having like a production for it. So I'm one of those sticklers for those kinds of concerts. But I'm so glad I got a chance to see Snoop and Wiz all together. It was definitely worth it. And even with that, even another show I got a chance to go see. I got a chance to go see 50 Cent as well. 50 Cent came here in Tampa, and he was amazing. Man, 50 had an amazing set. It was crazy to see how many people packed it out, being able to see the hits that he had. And some people be forgetting how, because now he's become much more of a businessman and having the show, especially Power or BMF. But man, 50 showed exactly why he was able to make his fortune, and why Dre and Eminem signed him to Shady and Aftermath Records. He came with a tour de force on that show, and I'm so glad I got a chance to check him out. And shout out to Mr. Mark Stewart, who got a chance to come and see him with me in the VIP section. Also got to see another great rock band this year, The Offspring. They came on down here and blessed the punk community. The Offspring's just to let you know, a more veteran band as well. They come back from like the early 90s. You could probably say like the late 80s, but really more the early 90s when they really got like their fame. And they've been one of the most well-known bands of the punk era as well. And they got a chance to come on down here with Simple Plan, and Simple Plan was really good. It was really great to see Simple Plan, I have to admit. Simple Plan played some really good hits, some really great punk, like 2000s punk and emo era songs that really still rang true. So it was really dope to see all of them in person. So big shout out to The Offspring, and hopefully get a chance to see them again. I mean, that was my first time seeing them live, and I can't wait to go. I can't wait to see them again. I mean, they really put on a show. Really did put on a show. Another show that I got to go see this year as well. We saw a lot of rock shows, if you haven't noticed. I saw a lot of rock shows. I also got a chance to go see Godsmack. I'm a humongous Godsmack fan. I love hard rock. Love it. Love it very much. Especially that 90s, 2000s, even a little 2010s hard rock. But really that sweet spot, that like 96 all the way to like 09 is like really the crux of it. And that's what I really enjoy. So I got a chance to see Godsmack. I don't know if this their final tour. I mean, they said they're going to keep touring, but they're not going to make new material. So they just they went on and put out their, which still hurts me to really say, their final album, which came out, and it's still interesting to even hear that the Lightning in the Sky album that they just put out earlier in the summer. But hey, I mean, I'm sorry. I said Lightning Up in the Sky. Lighting Up the Sky. Apologies. The Lighting Up the Sky album by Godsmack, and it's a good album. It's actually a good album. You still hear the new modern sound that they were going with, but for this, they brought all the hits. They brought it. I keep saying all the hits and everything, but a lot of these bands have hits. They had great hits. The I Stand Alone, the Voodoo, what else can I say? The Whatever, When Legends Rise. It was so great. Sully Erna. These guys are from Boston, just to let you know. Sully Erna is one of those Boston guys who just don't give a fuck. Loves to be able to talk to the crowd, know how to give a really good rock and roll show, pyro and the fire and everything. And these guys have been around for 25 years, performing their asses off, and hats off to them on their final album. And thank you again for all that you all have brought to rock and being game changers as well. That's not one of those throwing around terms you always hear nowadays. No, they are really true legends and game changers. What they were able to do for the community, especially being, in my opinion, being a part of that new wave of heavy metal in the late 90s, like from the Slipknots and even the Avenged Sevenfold. I mean, not the Avenged Sevenfold, the Killswitch Engage, and a lot of different artists that came during that era from the late 90s, early 2000s for that wave. So it was really great to see them live. I've seen them before, but it'd been years since I saw them on the Mayhem tour back in 2000, probably around 2010, if I'm correct, 2010 or 11. Last time I saw them. So that was really great. Really, probably 09 or probably 10. But nonetheless, it was really great to see them during that time, and loved it. Had a great. I sang my ass off when it came to them. So hats off again to Godsmack. got a chance to also see another big rock band this summer, Avenged Sevenfold. And man, oh man, oh man. Avenged Sevenfold was so worth it. Just seeing M Shadows and Zachary Vengeance and just them being back and better and much more older and mature and even more cerebral. They've always been a cerebral band, but just to see the progress of where they come from. Last time I saw Avenged was the Mayhem Fest tour years ago, probably about 2010 if I'm correct. And shout out to India Gates, my girl India, because she came with me at that time to go see Avenged, so she remembers. And it was really great to see them, a big LED set where you could see, it was like almost like a whole three-dimensional 360 set that they had going on. And this was all in promotion for their new album, the Life Is But a Dream tour. Life Is But a Dream is the name of the album, and one of the best records I've heard them put out. They always do great, but this was just amazing album to hear. The songs like Nobody and Mattel, just to name a few, and just to hear that in concert along with Buried Alive, Nightmare, Backcountry, and it was so beautiful to be able to see that entire amphitheater be packed this summer, and with all the hard rock fans and people who still love and breathe that music, and still be able to support a band like Avenged Sevenfold. They've been one of the best to come out since the early 2000s. Their shift and change in music, still being hard rock, but how they've been able to craft it. Not going from the real hard screamo and a bit of death metal to going more out to, I would say, a little more hard rock, more of a sound like the Metallica, and just being able to evolve over the years from the 2000s and into now. It really shows their depth as a band and how great they were. And I loved it. I sweated my ass off. I was hot as hell. It was hot as fuck because I was in the pit, very close to the stage, but it was hot as fuck. I'm not gonna wolf on that one. And also moving on from that one, after I got a chance to see Avenged Sevenfold. Went on up to my beautiful hometown of Atlanta, and I got to go see Drake for his It's All a Blur tour with him and 21 Savage. And I just gotta give Drake his props. I've always been a Drake fan. Loved his music. He's been an amazing artist. First time being able to see him in tour, and this is all in support of, I could say, the Certified Lover Boy album, which came out about almost 2 years ago now, and now his newly released album, which just came out on October 6th, For All the Dogs. For All the Dogs is the name of the new album. Side note, I am going to give a review on that album. I still want to be able to listen and be able to digest it and be able to give a full review. I'm not about to be one of these folks out here who give the live reaction type thing and like in real life time be like, man, I think this was a hit. This is a classic, or it's trash, or it's mid, or blah blah blah. Nah, I like to take the time with it the same way I did with the Travis Utopia album. So look out for me giving an album review on For All the Dogs. But I will say my early reaction to it, with it just being out, is it's good. It's not bad. Not bad at all. To me, it's actually good. I will give a full review. Anyway, back to the concert. Drake did from the stage setup to the atmosphere. It was like a club. It felt like a club. The DJ throwing on just hits that not even just from Drake, but just from other artists and everybody, to being able to have, just even the women that showed up to the event, to the presentation from Drake bringing Bow Wow down with him, singing all of his different hits. It was like this man had probably did like probably over 20 songs. And that's not even including the songs he did that he let 21 Savage do and that he did together with him from the Her Loss album, which I have to admit, this also was in support of that album too. Their collaborative album that came out last year, Her Loss, him and 21 Savage. And man, they did not disappoint. And the crazy thing about it is, about those damn tickets, was like they were over $400 because of the resale. Resale was overcharging, and of course people were going to pay it. Hell, I paid it. So I'll tell you right now, that was a damn good $400. Believe me, I'm not the biggest on spending that kind of money for a show, but that was damn good $400 spent. But Drake did a great job, amazing job. Just the production, the stage setup with the the changes with the graphics, and being able to show the story of Drake almost like coming of age and going through like these different cycles. Having this stand-in Drake showing his younger self, which he revealed on social media not too long ago, really from at his show in Toronto. He showed who the kid is that was been playing his stand-in for his younger Drake. And so that was really dope to see. And just from all the songs that you've known Drake from the 2000s, from Over, from his first official album, to all the way to now, it really showed how big of an artist how big of an artist he's been. And then to see his growth and still being, I would say, the king when it comes to the current hip hop scene, and being like that top mainstream artist. And the man can do reggaeton, man can do international British drill, regular hip hop, pop songs, like, man, and he showed it all, and people were singing along for the shows. It's like people knew all the words. Like Drake didn't even have to sing some of them. He could just let the crowd sing and rap all the words. But man, he did an amazing job. And shout out to him and 21 getting a chance to come back home to Atlanta and perform in front of the crowd for the first time in a while. And I really enjoyed seeing both of them. So big shout out to Drake and 21 Savage. It was an amazing opportunity to see you all live. I got a chance to see that with my boy Tony, so shout out to Tony. And it was amazing. And then my last one for the summer was seeing one of my all-time favorite bands, Shinedown. If you don't know who Shinedown is, they had a big record in 2008 called Second Chance, and Second Chance is what turned them into rock stars. But they had great music before Second Chance came out, like 45, A Simple Man, Fly From the Inside, Devour, The Sound of Madness, just amazing hits. And I got a chance to see them since they were doing this. They were doing this tour in support of their new album that just came out earlier this year, if I'm correct, called Planet Zero. And I might actually be wrong if I'm correct, because the time has flown by. But Planet Zero actually came out last year. Now I think about it, it actually did. So Planet Zero came out last year, and they've been in support of the album from a touring aspect the last year and a half, and they made their way to Tampa for one of their legs of the tour. And man, Shinedown did not disappoint. They also brought Spirit Box, which is one of the bands that's been gaining a lot of recognition in rock now. I would like to say they're probably going to be one of the next big things. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I think they have the talent to do so. So Spirit Box was on tour with them, and also another legendary band called Papa Roach. So it was really dope to see Papa Roach and Shinedown in concert, and Papa Roach was really dope. Jacoby did a great job, just again interacting with the crowd, coming into the crowd and singing "I Wanna Be Loved" around everybody. And one of the funniest moments of the show was that Jacoby was talking about how he loved being around everybody and just seeing all this, and he ended up losing his wedding ring when he was in the crowd. And as he walks back, he's going back into the stage from everywhere, just from being up there. And I got a chance to actually like be really close. There I have video footage too, and it's on our site. On our Instagram. You can go to Most Definitely Music to go check it out. And when he gets back to the stage, someone found his wedding ring and returned it back to him. So that was really dope to see. But they played a lot of their great songs. They had Scars, of course, Last Resort, which is the hit everybody knows from them, one of the biggest hits of the early 2000s. And Shinedown brought the house down too. They had the pyro, they had the visuals, they had the songs, they had it all, and it was so great to see Brent and Zach and all the guys, and just a beautiful sight. And I sang my heart out. I even think that if I'm correct, yes, the videographer even caught me singing "Second Chance" and put me on camera. I don't know if that footage is ever going to be used. I've been trying to see the social channels or wherever they've been posting their stuff on. Maybe I might, I don't know, and I'll find a way to see if I am. But nonetheless, it was just so amazing to see them. My neck was sore after headbanging and jumping up and down, and my voice was shot, but it was so worth it. It was so worth it for Shinedown. And I loved it. I loved every bit of it. I loved every part of it. I loved being around the crowd. Them being back in their home territory of Florida, because they're based out of Jacksonville. And them being able to see the Tampa crowd and just seeing a sold out show for Shinedown was so amazing. So it really said a lot of, like I said, this summer was full of a lot of rock shows. And it was amazing to see how much, especially here in a market like Tampa, how big rock still is here, and being able to see these shows live, but also just being able to see all the other acts that came through Tampa. I mean, even though I didn't get a chance to go see her, SZA came in town. I didn't get a chance to see her, but she came in town. Lil Baby was able to be here as well. Many other artists came through this summer to be here in Tampa, and also just being around. I got a chance to see a few of them, whether it was in Atlanta or whether it was here. It was just amazing to go back and forth to different places this summer and be able to see all the different entertainment and how much, and just seeing all the music acts back on the road fully in front of big time crowds and giving them what they love in a music experience, and being able to just touch and feel that energy. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. So that was amazing. And there's still going to be some more shows. I mean, it had, like, I would say the amount of shows that I went to this summer is going to be slowed down just because that season is over for the music industry. But there's still going to be very many more tours coming up. Doja Cat is going on tour this fall. Travis Scott is going to be going on tour as well. And just found out that Lauryn Hill and the Fugees are going to be going on tour as well. And they'll be coming to places like Atlanta and Tampa and many others. So great opportunity to see them, especially since Pras is going to be going to prison soon. So if you never got a chance to see the Fugees, hey, now's your chance to go see them when they go on tour. But there's going to still be more, but those are some of the bigger names that are going back on the road this year for this upcoming fall. For their for their trips across the country and world tours. But I wanted to be able to share what I've been able to do, and the opportunity to just see a lot of these acts up close and personal. I gotta give a big shout out to, again, the people I got a chance to enjoy the music shows with this year, from my guy Sean, my boy Sean, my boy Tom, my day one Gabe. I appreciate you so much, man. So thank you for being able to still be going with me at these shows all the time with your cheap ass. And being able to also go see it with my boy Tony. And I got to go see a couple of shows by myself. And I also shout out to my homegirl Shay and her man Booch. Got a chance to see Avenged Sevenfold with them. And also, I want to give a humongous shout out, a very big shout out. This is not the same Sean. This is a different Sean. His name is Sean Lloyd, and I've got to give a humongous shout out to him, because without Sean Lloyd, I would not be able to attend most of those shows this summer, or a lot of these shows that were at the amphitheater this summer, or even last summer. I got a chance to see Slipknot, which is my all-time favorite rock band. I got to see them a few years back in the pit, very close up. Never been that close to see Slipknot. And I've been able to see many shows, many artists, rock, hip-hop, very close, and have just a once-in-a-lifetime experience, VIP style, and just being enthralled with what I love seeing in live entertainment. So a big shout out goes to Sean Lloyd. If you ever get a chance to hear my show, thank you. I can't say it enough. Thank you so much for your friendship and your hospitality. I really do appreciate it so much. And with that said, I think it's just a great note to end the show here, and be able to see you for another great episode here on Most Definitely Music. Of course, like I said, coming up, the next episode you're going to be hearing is about me and my thoughts on Drake's new album, For All the Dogs. So, like I said, good album, but I give you a full in-depth review on the next episode. With that, remember, you can always be able to check us out on Instagram at Most Definitely Music, MOSDEFINTELY Music. Do that on Instagram. You can follow us on there and be able to tell us your thoughts and see all the different posts we've had from the different shows, from Drake and even Shinedown and even Fall Out Boy and some of the others. And also remember to subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to your podcast at. Make sure you subscribe and let us know your thoughts. You're very easy to be able to reach out and talk to us. Again, you can even be able to hit me up on my Instagram as well. That's E as in Edward, N as in Nancy, D as in David, FAULT, End Fault, on Instagram and on Twitter if you have any, or X, whatever you want to call it. If you want to be able to let me know your thoughts and you want to be able to talk more music or anything like that, let me know. Always open to more suggestions, and I'm going to keep bringing you all more episodes of this wonderful podcast to continue talking about this beautiful thing that we love called music. So once again, thank you for listening. We are the voice of a new generation here on your waves. So thank you again for supporting MDM, and we look forward to bringing you some more music, some more laughs, and some more discussions, and much more to come. So stay blessed, stay true to yourself, and we'll see you next time. Yeah!